I'm Dan Fitzpatrick at StockMarketMentor.com on Tuesday, June 11th. And in this video, I want to look at Questcor. Interesting day in the market. Here's the deal. The stock popped like up huge, up to 50 bucks, opened just like barely got above that and then fell like a stone on news that they were actually buying a drug from Novartis. Now, typically, when news is released that a company's spending money on something that another company has, stock typically goes down, actually. Don't ask me why, because then I'd have to explain it to you, and that tends to take longer than I want to do in this video. But the bottom line is, when the company pays out money for something, unless the market thinks it got a smoking hot deal, the stock's usually going to go down. Well, here, apparently, the market thinks that Questcor got a smoking hot deal on this because it closed up about 15%. But look how far below the opening print it closed. So this was a total sell the news event. You have to understand exactly what happened in this stock or in this company in order to understand what the trade is. And here's the deal. Okay, Novartis had a generic ingredient, or the active ingredient of Questcor's like lead drug. The specifics aren't frankly that important. You biotech snobs, go ahead and thumb your nose at me, but the bottom line is, if you can read charts, then less is more when it comes to knowing, to understanding biotech. But the bottom line is, they are buying the generic ingredient that Novartis has, so it basically clears the way for their blockbuster drug to continue to make them blockbuster profits, right? Okay, well, so fine. The stock sold off. Is this a buying opportunity? Hey, it's up 15%, so my gosh, this little pullback gives us a great opportunity. I don't think so. And the reason is pretty simple. What's the catalyst going forward? See, that's what's the most important rule, or the most important element of any trade is, okay, everything I see is based on what the market already knows, or what it thinks it knows, or what it thinks it doesn't know. So in order for us to get new prices up or down, there's got to be something that happens that the market doesn't know about. And then what gives me the sense that maybe I know enough about it to, quote, predict a direction? Okay, that happens, let's just say, very rarely. We like to fool ourselves with that a lot, but the bottom line is typically we're guessing. So let's not guess here. Look, the stock gapped way up, has come back down to this support level. I think, frankly, that it's got more to go on the downside. And the reason I say that is pretty simple. The stock has just been drifting down pretty much all day. And it kind of makes me feel like the only reason the stock closed at 42 bucks is because the opening bell was followed by the closing bell. So I would not want to be touching this stock right now. And also keep something else in mind. For every share that was sold on the way down, that share was bought by somebody else. So there's a much higher average cost basis in the stock than you might think there is, which means that going forward, tomorrow or the next day or the day after that, there's going to be a whole lot of supply of folks that regret having bought this stock. They're going to want to be selling it. I just don't want them to sell it to you. So stay away from this stock. Frankly, this trade's done. It's in the rearview mirror. If you made money on it, great. If you didn't, well, move on to the next one. Also, keep something else in mind, and I'll leave you with this. Look at the short interest. Short interest was pretty high on this stock. So when the stock first pops up in the morning, you might think, oh my gosh, we got a short squeeze. This thing's going to the moon. Okay, that's not a bad thought to have. But it shouldn't be a conclusion. It should be a question. Is this stock going to the moon? Is it going to defy gravity because the short interest is so high? You look at a 5-minute chart and you would have had the answer to that question during the first bar. So when a stock gaps up and you think it's moving, you think it's going to move a lot higher for whatever reason, a lot of times it would be, oh, short squeeze. If the stock is not telling you, if it's not telling you the story that you want to hear, if it's not doing the thing that you think it should be doing, you are wrong. The stock isn't wrong, you are wrong. And so if you had expectations of a short squeeze continuing to push the stock higher, again, that's fine, reasonable thought. But when the chart is telling you otherwise, don't stick with your theory that's actually just been disproven by the stock. So anyway, I hope this helps on trading at the open, and also in helping you distinguish between a stock that should be bought versus sold versus stayed away from when we've got a 15-point gain on the day. Okay, members, over to the strategy session. I think you're going to find my comments maybe a little other than what you would anticipate on a day like today.